Another day, another Minecraft stadium. I'm building these Minecraft stadiums like I'm Thanos collecting Infinity Stones. And the next Infinity Stone comes right out of Seattle, Washington. This is one of the loudest and most iconic stadiums in the NFL, Lumen Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks. This stadium has 68,000 seats, 63 bathrooms, and 5 floors of lounges and clubs, all of which I'm recreating in this video. So without further ado, let's go build this stadium. And here we are getting started. Just like all the other stadiums I build, you gotta start out with the field itself. Obviously, that's the center of the entire thing. Without the field, everything else is going to be wrong. So, starting right in the middle with the field and the logo for the Seahawks, as well as the end zone signs there to signify that, yes, we are, in fact, at the Seahawks Stadium. And we are getting started on the lower 100 level, I think. That's what this is. Yes, I believe this is the 100 level. And then I'm adding in the seats and stuff all around here. And this is an interesting looking stadium. You will all come to see. It is, obviously, it's an outdoor stadium, which I have built an outdoor stadium before. I built Lambeau Field, so that was fun. Nothing new with that. But this is an interesting one because of the sort of shape that it is, and it has an interesting little end zone piece, which, I mean, if you guys are fans of stadiums and stuff, I'm sure you know what it looks like, but I'll show you guys when we get there. But anyways, this is the 100 level. I think we're still in the 100 section area here with these lower seats, getting a good view of the football game, all this beautiful stuff here. And the way this stadium ends up turning out is really, really cool. I'm really happy with how this turns out. It looks exactly like the real thing, which is obviously the goal. So I hit my goal with that, and I'm really excited to be showing you guys all of the beautiful, beautiful work that's done here, especially the interior. I'm super happy with how the inside of this came out. It's really, really, really nicely done. And one thing that I had to kind of compromise with, you might see, is the seating, because the seating in the actual stadium is blue, but there aren't really any blue stairs or slabs to make seats out of. So I had to use dark prismarine, which isn't really blue, it's kind of like a greenish blue, but I had to compromise there, so I added this blue concrete blocks in between each seat, as you can see. And so that kind of gives the illusion that it's all blue seating, even though it's really not. But if you don't look closely, it looks like it's blue seating. But anyways, there is the end zone seating area that I was talking about. A pretty unique thing, pretty interesting. Look at this triangular shape thing with a big screen right there. Beautiful American flag there on top. And that was pretty much the end zone. I think it's called the Hawk's Nest, the end zone area there with the seating. And then now I'm making the club levels and the suite levels, and then coming to the other side of the end zone. This does not have a super interesting sort of interesting thing going on over there. We'll get back there in a second, but now I just wanted to get the 300 top level worked out before I detailed the other end of the end zone, just because I wanted the top level to be sort of the right shape and everything, because that kind of lines up with the other end zone. And I actually had to worry about that. Unlike on this side, you see it just stops there. It curves around and meets almost in the middle on the other side. So I wanted to have the upper level here all nice and good looking. And now I'm just getting all the seats in, all that pretty stuff. Get the blue concrete, and those are the walkways to get all the way up. Those poor people at the very top, they have to walk up that big long staircase. Those poor people. And now here is the end zone that I was talking about. So over here, there's some more seating here, but in the middle is a sort of platform area. There's actually a Seahawks themed pickup truck on a sort of pedestal here in the middle, which is pretty cool. And there's also a flagpole where they raise their flag before every game, the 12 flag right there. Beautiful. And so there's that little middle deck there, and on top of that little deck thing is the truck. And then now we are working on the canopy, which is the part that covers up most of these people. Some of the people don't get covered by this canopy, so when it rains, they get a little wet. But it covers a good amount of people here. And you can see I use World Edit to make some circles so I can get the circular curve shape here. It took a few attempts to get it right, but I'm happy with the final product of how it turned out. And I gave it some blue there, and it's gonna look super cool when it's finished. And now we're gonna come to the bottom here below it and add some scaffolding, and I'm realizing now that you can't see any of it, but that's okay. It's just scaffolding. You can see a little bit of it. I'm gonna change the color. Right now it's andesite. I change it to diorite, so it's pretty white there. Now you can see it pretty well. It's just a bunch of scaffolding and supports and stuff like that. So nothing too crazy, but the detail is there and the thought is there, and that's what counts. And now we're coming up to the top here. And this is, I guess, like a famous sort of part of the stadium, gives this iconic look. It's these fins, these rib things here on the top that look pretty cool, and then also the logo here. Lumen Field. Logos are always going to turn out awesome. I don't know, I'm just good at logos. I'm the logo beast, I guess, but there we go. That was the roof and the fins, and I just flipped it over the other side, by the way, because they're symmetrical, so I only had to build one half of them, so you didn't really miss anything over there. But now this is the bottom section of the stadium that I'm working on. This is where all the concourses and the clubs and all the, you know, food areas and bathrooms go, and this area was not symmetrical, so I had to build both sides because they're both unique. So this is the other side here, and you can see it's got a nice long little window section. And then this is the sort of little area right behind that wall there that I just built. And in here is going to be where the main concourse is. So for the lower entrance, this is like one of the main entrances to the building. And then right in front of me is where the team shop is going to go. And now we're going to go right inside to the inside of the building. And here is the inside. Sorry for the weird shading. I'm using different shaders for the interiors. But without lighting, it looks a little weird and grainy. But the light is here now, so it looks nice. This is the main concourse for the bottom level. This is kind of where a good chunk of people enter. This is one of the main entrances. So you come out into this big concourse area with a bunch of food options and sort of shops. The pro shop, which is where you buy all your sort of Seahawks or soccer gear, you can buy it in there, and we're gonna get to that in a few moments. But we're working on this main section outside here, so you can see me building up those little food stand areas in there, and then those blue pillar areas. In between those are the walkways that take you out into the bowl, into the field. So that's where those things go. And now you can see me, I'm working on the roof up here, the ceiling here. It's a big, beautiful white ceiling. It's kind of like an industrial sort of vibe, so there's a lot of sort of scaffolding and beams and stuff you can see. Anyways, here we are coming up to a level above the one that we were just at. This is still sort of the lower main level concourse. It's just like one flight of stairs up, but it's more or less the same thing, just in a different area. And this section right here is actually a little sort of like bar club area, which is like open to the public, to any, not the public, but any people who have a ticket. They can go in here and kind of get these little like bar club vibes, versus like the upper level clubs where you have to have an actual private seat to get into. So this is like a public area here, so it's pretty cool. Turns out pretty nice. I like the wood on the floor and the sort of darker, sleek vibes that it gives off. It's a pretty nice look here. But we are going to leave this little club area, and we're going to fly down this way, and we're going to work on more and more concourses, so you can see more of those blue walkway entrances to the bowl, to the field, on the left there. And then we're also just getting some more of the same stuff, really, just more concourse, food, shopping areas, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. And I know it's kind of hard to tell where in the stadium we are, because obviously we're in an enclosed area right now, so I'll try to do my best to tell you where we are. Right now we are in the end zone. We're on the other side of the end zone sort of area with this concourse level here, so imagine that in your mind. We are in one of the end zone areas where this concourse is at. But anyways, we're going to keep going forward, and now we are on one of the sideline, the side of the stadium. So you can see it's kind of like an outside area. It's covered, but it's looking outside. So it's like an open area here. Open air concourse. It's the same level. We're just going around the entire stadium. So there we are with the same sort of designs, just more food areas and more of those blue pillar walkways. And a funny thing I would like to mention is that I look online for like blueprints and pictures and stuff of each and every little spot, so I know exactly how to build them. And while I was recording this, the actual Lumen Field, the Seahawks Instagram page, posted like a drone footage of a bunch of the interior places, which you're going to see me build here, which I did not have access to because they hadn't posted it yet. But looking at it, it's like if they posted it like a week earlier, that would have been so much help, because I spent a lot of time scouring the internet looking for a bunch of rooms and angles and stuff that I couldn't find, and then they just go ahead and post it like the day before. this video goes up, so it's not that helpful. But, you know, what can you do? What can you do? You live and you learn. Anyways, we are finished with the main level concourse areas. We're coming up a level. This is going to be the club level here. So, while I was talking, we built the little club rooms that you might have seen there. And now this is one of the big meeting areas, kind of like the open area spaces for the club level. So it's not a lot more fancy, a lot more nice, bougie looking. There's not the sort of exposed scaffolding and support beams and stuff like that. It's a lot more carpeted, and there's some nice wooden seating areas, and it all looks nice. And all these doors on the left, by the way, are what goes into the club rooms that you just saw me build. And I'm going to build some more here just in a second here, so you can see what they look like again, because there's a lot more of them. So if you want to just seclude yourself in one of these rooms and not be with the rest of the fans and have an actual good time with the experience, you can, I guess, book one of these rooms if you're rich and you don't want to deal with other people. So there's that. And then we're gonna come here, and this is the end zone. This is a new thing here that they added here, so recently, as of 2024, I should say. So this is like a new T-Mobile sort of bar area, like a club lounge. So you can see we got a bunch of sort of seating areas, and then this big room here is a pretty nice thing. It's like another club sort of just sitting area, hangout bar area. It's T-Mobile themed. You got the big T-Mobile logo. You'll see me get a big magenta colored T on the wall, and then a big TV screen right there, and it's very pink and very gray, and it has a nice vibe here. I like the colors. It just works. I like the way it looks. But enough of that. We're going up a level. So this is the suites level. So it's pretty much the same as the club level, but it's just a level up above. So nothing too crazy here. Just the same sort of vibe. Rooms, private rooms, and a bunch of them. So there you go. Let's fly around and do some fun club room building. There we go. We've seen enough clubs. Let's go ahead and move on here in a second. We're going to go up another level. So this is the tippity top of the stadium, at least for the concourses. This is the 300 level concourse. So this is the very top, and it's just another sort of concourse, but it's open air, open, you know, no roof. Not really. You have the seating area above you, but that doesn't really count. It's pretty open here, and you're on the roof of the stadium essentially, and you got a bunch of food areas and, you know, just more shops and bathrooms and stuff like that. And I'm also getting some scaffolding for the seating areas here so it doesn't collapse, because, you know, that would always be a bad thing to happen if you have your seating collapse. So yeah, there's that, all that scaffolding and all that detail stuff. And now we are coming to the outside exterior of the stadium to work on the actual detailing around the stadium. So here you're gonna get the sort of like front entrance main plaza, where a lot of people sort of walk in and enter the field. So you can see the field in the background, obviously, and then this is the plaza here, and there's gonna be some trees and some bushes and stuff. You know how much I love some bushes. But we're also gonna we're also gonna get a parking lot built up here, and so get some nice parking spots and some details there. So it's gonna look pretty nice here in the end. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We gotta fill in these big green patches with some trees and bushes. Ooh, there they go. Here they come. A lot of greenery here, and it makes me happy with the stadium here, because you gotta have some greenery, guys. You gotta have some greenery in your stadiums. If you don't have any trees or anything, it's just gonna look really, really sad and boring. And honestly, this probably isn't enough trees, but you know, it's more than nothing. It's better than nothing. But if I was designing the stadium, I'd have some more trees in there. But I didn't design the stadium, so what can you do? Here we are zooming in here, getting some graphics on the wall here. So that's pretty cool there. But just like that, we have a whole stadium built. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I hope you enjoyed these awesome cinematics. Let me know in the description what stadium you want me to build next. I love seeing your guys' comments. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video on my channel, and until then, goodbye! And of course, thank you so much to all of my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. And a big thank you to my $10 supporters, Voe, Walker Army, and King Salmon. You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and goodbye.